What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. And shout out man like Joao Felix, aka Joao Felix. Kung Fu kick settings yesterday. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Those guys were fast as lightning. Whoo! That's him out for the next 3 games anyway. Big up man like Joao Felix. Inside job, you know. Man came, seen the weather in London, said, listen, man, I need another 3 weeks before I deal with this garbage team right here. Big up Fulham. And I thought I'd wear this shirt today because if you remember, Willian wore this shirt when he played for Arsenal. So I thought, you know, Willian didn't do anything for the 12 months that he played for Arsenal. But he actually plays quite well for Fulham, so I thought I'd show Willian some respect. Big up man like Willian scoring last night. Shameless settings, you know how it goes, people, when it comes to Joao Felix. Big up to everyone for tuning in today. Hope you're having a great Friday. Big weekend of football. And big weekend on the channel as well. Just to give you a bit of insight, we're supposed to do the member stream yesterday, but I had to rearrange. Talk is cheap. Go and check that out now. Member stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. So make sure you tune in for that. And we're going to do the Manchester Derby watch along tomorrow as well. So I'll be live at about 12:15 for that one. Big game. Does concern Arsenal as well, of course. If Man United win that, they're probably in the title race. And then obviously Arsenal v Tottenham watch along on Sunday. So big weekend of football. So make sure you're locked in for all the content, people. Big up each and every one of you. Looking forward to this weekend's North London Derby. And listen, we need to change the record when it comes to that game. We're going to get into that. Wasim said, Curtis, member stream tomorrow means next month at 3 p.m. No, tomorrow 5 p.m. We're live, people. No messing about. Apologies, though. Lots to talk about today. Lots to talk about. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, people. Let's start off. Well, we've got good news to talk about today. I can't lie. And it starts with these two guys. These two gentlemen on the screen. For anybody who's listening and not watching in. Mykhaylo Arteta and Martin Odegaard. Mykhaylo Arteta, the manager of the month for December and the last part of November before the World Cup started. So, Mykhaylo Arteta, manager of the month. Martin Odegaard, player of the month. Absolutely brilliant. Always great to see Arsenal players and the manager get recognised. Let's just hope it's not that, you know, they what do they call it? Manager of the month curse. He does look like his son. I can't lie. It definitely looks like it could be his son. But legendary. Two people that I'm going to be honest, at times I have questioned. Occasionally, I've questioned Arteta over the years. If you've been tuned into this channel, you know what I mean. We try and forget Arsenal therapy. But Mykhaylo Arteta, manager of the month, well-deserved, doing his thing. We haven't lost a game for a few months now in the Premier League. And Martin Odegaard, I've seen people having meltdowns online about Odegaard winning player of the month. I think most of them are Man United fans. Obviously feel like Rashford should have won it. But Martin Odegaard in that time frame, 4 games, Arsenal won all 4, 3 goals and 3 assists. So listen, I'm going to stick by him anyway. So listen, congrats to Mykhaylo Arteta. Let's hope he gets manager of the season. That's what I want to see, manager of the season. And I want to see Martin Odegaard showing off the armpits by lifting that Premier League trophy, people. So Solagard is no more. It looks as if he can work even in the dark. And yeah, listen, big up to them too. And let's hope we get a good result against Nando's this weekend, people. So, we got a few bits to talk about. Transfer news, of course. Press conference reaction from Mykhaylo Arteta as well. Do you know the funny thing, just briefly on Joao Felix yesterday? Obviously did talk his cheap yesterday. And for about 20 minutes when I got there, I was arguing with Robbie about Joao Felix, saying that for me, Arsenal should have just slapped the money down. It could have won us the title. I think he's a very good player. And he was going, no. So for the first 20 minutes of that Chelsea game, I'm messaging him going, look at Joao Felix. He's the best player on the pitch. Look at him. He's head and shoulders above anyone on the pitch. He looked really good for the first 20 minutes. And he's going, yeah, he looks good, man. I can't lie. And then he gets sent off. And I'm like, you know what? I never rated him anyway. He's a Portuguese Joel Campbell. So shameless settings, people. So the less said about that one, the better, people. So anyway, let's move on. Joao Felix, as we're calling him now. £2 million, apparently. those 3 games suspended are going to cost Chelsea. So anyway, it is what it is. If we'd have signed him, I'd have celebrated. If we don't sign him, I don't want nothing to do with him, and I never rated him. Anyway, let's move on, people. Let's move on. And listen, you know we're going to talk about 6 minutes in, and we have to talk about man like Mykhaylo Mudryk, a.k.a. they're calling him the Ukrainian Justin Bieber at the moment. That's the nickname he's getting. I think it's for the hairstyle. Baby, 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 oh, said you'll always be mine. Listen, it's Friday the 13th. We know strange things can happen. I'm singing Justin Bieber. I apologise in advance, people. I'd turn the volume down a little bit. But it looks like he is going to be ours, people. And finally, the car park Neymar is on his way to the carpet. Maybe we'll call him the carpet Neymar once he comes and tears the Premier League to bits, hopefully. But Fabrizio tweeted last night and he's confirmed the details this morning, and I need opinions, people, on this deal. We knew it was going to be expensive, but boy, is it expensive. Daily Mudryk is about to end, I think, people. Fabrizio has confirmed Arsenal's new bid for Mykhaylo Mudryk is 70 million euros guaranteed fee. So that's guaranteed. 70 million euros. It's not all up front, but it's guaranteed. As revealed yesterday, he understands bonuses are close to 20 to 25 million euros. So you're talking a minimum of 90 million euros. Now, sometimes I think to myself, am I just getting old? And I need to understand what football is nowadays, because I don't know about anybody else, but people saying I need a 3-minute timeout for the Bieber. No more Bieber. I apologise, Pete. It's Friday the 13th. Crazy things can happen. Oh, I haven't. There you go. I'm back. I had it on full screen. I kind of grew up in the era where I'm like, if you spend that kind of money on a player, I'm expecting a superstar. But maybe the game's changed. Maybe I'm just getting old now, people. Maybe, Jack Grealish cost 100. Anthony cost 90. Maguire cost 85. I suppose the game is the game. I do... Listen, I'm excited that we're signing him. On YouTube, he looks incredible. But at the same time, I'm like, 90 million euros for somebody I'd never heard of 6 months ago. But I suppose you pay that kind of money for potential nowadays. The game has changed, I suppose. Yeah, you're right. The game has changed. I feel like 90 million, 15 years ago. I remember Man City when they bid for Kaka. I think they bid about 90 million, 95 million for him. I think Man United and Chelsea, as King Henry's saying, I think teams like that have polluted this market. And nowadays, you spend that kind of money, you're not even getting a real star. It's a potential star. Now, just to put that into context, in terms of pounds, 70 million euros guaranteed is 62 million pounds. So that is the guaranteed price of 62 million. With the 20 million in add-ons, we don't know how easily achievable these add-ons are or not. So 62 million, but with the add-ons, if they were all achieved, 90 million euros would be 79 million pounds, which would be a new record transfer for Arsenal. Obviously, the previous record was Nicolas Pepe, 72 million. This could reach 79 million pounds. And I'm going to get the first poll of the day up, people, because I need to know your opinions. Are you concerned with the money? And what I find funny with Arsenal fans, when I was saying the Joao Felix thing, people are like, no, too expensive. No, you can't spend 9 million on him for a loan. But then when we're spending 79 million on Mudryk, people don't seem to mind. I suppose it's because he's a permanent deal rather than a loan fee. Is 79 million pounds too expensive? Or is it worth it for Mudryk? I suppose, do you know what? I suppose, though, you've got to look at it and just say, it's 62 million guaranteed. The rest of the money could be based off things like winning the Premier League, getting to a Champions League final, him scoring 50 league goals. They could be things that are going to take a long time. Yeah, Patrick, you're right. I think it is because it's a loan with no option. So yeah, I get it. I get it. Listen, I'm happy with the signing. I said the other day, if Arsenal want him, and that's the guy, Mykhaylo Arteta. When I was looking at it the other day, I was looking through the signings that Arteta has made since coming to Arsenal. And the one thing that I'll say with Mykhaylo Arteta is the more expensive transfers have been pretty good. I'm going to give him his due. I saw a whole list of the players that he signed for decent transfer fees. And you look at it, Ben White's done well, Aaron Ramsdale's done well, Thomas Partey's done well, Jesus, Zinchenko. The majority of the players where he spent maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 million, they've all done well. The ones that haven't worked, Willian, Renarsson, Cedric, Pablo Mari, okay, he hasn't spent big money on them. So I think he would have justified that to the board by saying, listen, I didn't buy Pepe, Emery bought him. Sambi, okay, that's a stinker. We can't lie, Don Arsenal. That one is an absolute stinker. But 17 million, you know, you might get half your money back if you sell him as well. But I think the board have said, listen, when he spent big, it hasn't really gone wrong. So we're going to back him on this one. And I have to say one thing. Arteta must really think this guy is the real deal. So I'm going to back it. I'm going to back it for now. I am. Reedy said Vieira looks trash. I think Vieira's got moments. I just think we're not sure whether that money should have been spent on him. But we will give him time. Samuel, thank you for the super chat. You reckon Zinchenko would play that Partey role efficiently? I imagine him to be a good backup for Partey. I think he'd be a better centre midfielder than Lokonga. I think that's 100% true, that he could play in that midfield role. He plays centre mid for Ukraine, so I'm sure he could. Get a fix said, afternoon, Big C, make it a good one. I can't go to work tonight because the council bin wagon have smashed up my car. Oh, man. I hope you're good, bro. And I'll try and keep you entertained for the duration. Curtis, I never rated Joao Felix. Shameless. Listen, you know what we got to do, people. He gets sent off for Chelsea. We got to laugh at him. I can't lie. First 20 minutes, he was the best player on the pitch. And I was saying we should have signed him. The game is the game. Liam said Shakhtar demanding a lot of dough. The interesting thing with this is that Shakhtar have played an unbelievable hand here to get this much money for a guy that is reasonably unestablished. The problem is they know that Chelsea are lurking in the background. They know that Arsenal have put themselves in a position where if they back out of this deal now, there's going to be meltdowns. There's going to be absolute meltdowns that you've let Joao Felix go and then you haven't signed Mudryk. So I think they've had to overpay for him. Listen, I'm a great believer that sometimes you have to overpay for quality people. And I think if you look around Europe, you look around the transfer market, it's not an easy market to do business right now, especially in January. They obviously believe this kid's a game changer. So I'm going to back it. Do I think we've overpaid for him? Yes. Do I think he is... Is he going to hit the ground running is my question. You know, we need him to hit the ground running. We're trying to win the league. I don't want to see him in 8 months start turning it on. He needs to come to the Prem and hit the ground running. So let's hope so. Now, according to a lot of reports coming out of various articles, this deal is close to completion. Apparently, they're just tying up a few loose ends. But this deal should be completed at these figures. They wanted 100 million euros. It looks as if they're going to pull 90 million euros out of us. But as we say, the important thing, I'm going to say this. Despite the poll that I've got up at the moment asking if he's worth 79 million pounds, which is what it could rise to, let's concentrate on the guaranteed price. Because I think all this add-ons thing that we do, people do that just to try and inflate the value of the player and to put more pressure on the player, right? So in my opinion, I think we need to judge this as 62 million pounds. The additional 20 million euros in add-ons, who knows if they'll ever receive a penny of that? They may not. That could be based on crazy things. To me, it's 62 million pounds. 62 million doesn't necessarily get you that much when you look at the transfer market nowadays. So I'm going to back it. I'm going to back it. tear away the add-ons. I don't care about the add-ons. 62 million. Let's go for it, people. He's 21. And I listen, he's clearly got mad potential. The likes of Chelsea and Arsenal are chasing him. Just turned 22, in fact. Big up on West for becoming a member. Member stream tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Get yourself involved. Want to know your thoughts and opinions about Mudryk. We'll look ahead to the Tottenham game and all of that. Yeah, exactly. Smooth on Jay said it's the market now. Arsenal need to start splashing some heavy cash. It's true. And like Christian's saying here, Real Madrid just spent £60 million on that boy. Is it Endrick? He's like 15, 16 years of age. 60 million. He hasn't even finished his GCSEs yet. So it is what it is. I think Shakhtar will be sitting there thinking, what a heck of a deal that is for them to get that much money for him in this market. But Arsenal will also look at it and say, this is the guy that they want. And it looks as if the deal's going to get done. And do you know what? I'm going to do something I don't do very often. So, you know, I'm going to give some credit, only a little bit. I'm going to give some credit to the owners because this is long overdue. So I'm only giving them a little bit of credit. But I have to give them some credit that they are sticking by their word when it comes to this manager. The whole time that they've owned the club, we can have a completely different discussion on that. And you know my opinion about the Kroenkes, but they backed him through difficult times where people like me were saying, sack the guy. And, you know, this kind of investment in January. But it's necessary. At the same time, it is necessary because look at Chelsea and what they're spending and look at what other clubs are doing. When you're top of the league, you're supposed to show that ambition and drive the club forward. So, listen, looks as if Mudryk is going to be done. Let's hope this deal gets done before the Man United game next week. He hasn't played a game since the 28th of November, so he's not going to be fully fit anyway. But he is warm weather training in Turkey at the moment. So, you know, could he be fit enough maybe to go on the bench? I'm not sure. It depends. I think he possibly... I'm not sure if he needs a work permit. And the deal isn't quite done yet as well. So, yeah. But listen, good news. Looks like the deal's going to get done. Not over the finish line yet, but all the reports saying that the price is going to be accepted. It's just tying up the loose ends. Probably, you know, how they receive the add-ons and so on and so forth. So it looks as if Mudryk is coming in. One thing I will say, big up the club for getting it done once it is done. But I'm going to say something else. We need, in my opinion, at least one more player in this transfer window. I don't believe Mudryk by himself is enough. We need that midfielder, in my opinion. So let's see what happens with that one. Big up Flip Mode, who said, respect the realness, Big C. Big up yourself. Big up Southern Goon. I appreciate the support as always, bro. Said, yo, Curtis, that's a lot of loot. 90 million euros was getting you prime bail. CR7 Suarez back in the day. This move must work out. Also going forward, don't want to hear a world-class player that cost a bag is too expensive. It's true. And this is what I'm saying. The game has changed. I remember Zidane costing 50 million, CR7 at 80 million. But it's changed. It's changed. You're paying 90 million, 80 million for potential. But it needs to work. It has to work because we need instant impact. We need somebody that comes in right now and is a game changer for us. You know, if Martinelli's not at it, you can take him off. You can bring him on. Maybe you play Martinelli central. You know, maybe, you know, Mudryk, Martinelli and Saka. No disrespect to Eddie and Nketiah. Just the question I've had many times is, if you're spending this much money on him, where does he play? Is he a better left winger than Martinelli? Can he play through the middle? I suppose they're good options for the manager to have. Make sure you smash the like, over 2,000 of you in the chat, and subscribe if you haven't already. Ben White is well worth 50 million. And listen, you got to look at that. Ben White costs 50 million pounds, which is probably close to 60 odd million euros anyway. 57 million euros it would have cost for Ben White, who was just a steady centre-back from Brighton who's turned out good. So I'm going to support the signing. I don't care about the money. As I said, they don't care when they release 15 training kits a season. Spend the money and spend some more money as well in this window. Huki said, heard he's been working on his left foot. Feel that Arteta looks at him as a versatile player who can play multiple positions. Arteta loves his versatile players. I think he wants to do what Pep's done over the last few years. And you may even see at times where Arsenal don't play with an out-and-out striker. I think that's what he's looking to do. I think he just wants options that can all rotate. Saka, Martinelli, and Nketiah, Jesus, Mudryk. They can play right, left, central, drop into the 10. I think he just wants us to kind of play like that. Probably not an out-and-out striker. Potential is worth more now. And they want longevity as well. They want players that can play for a number of years. You know, and what Raul said, why are you being an accountant if we don't pay you, Mo? If we pay you, Mo, not going from our pocket. Hey, Raul, listen, I'm not moaning with this one. I'm not moaning. I genuinely don't mind Arsenal overpaying for him. I'm saying, is he worth that much money? I'm not complaining about them spending the money. Spend more money. That's what I want. I'm just saying, if you are spending that much money, let's hope they hit the jackpot with this one. You know, I don't want it to be Nicolas Pepe Part 2. We can't afford that. We're not Man City. Man City spent 50 million on Nathan Ake. 2 weeks later, they signed Ruben Diaz. We can't do that, you know. Yeah, Raul came in with the clip on a Friday. Just calm. Yo, relax, Raul. I'm here, man. I'm calm, bro. Let's spend the money. Let's get the money spent, you know. Dirty money business. Dizzy Rascal. Dirty cash, I want you. Dirty cash, I need you more. Spend the money, people. Is the Ukrainian Oxlade-Chamberlain? I hope not. I really hope not. James said he's 100% worth it. Anyway, let's move on. Let me end that poll as well, by the way. Are you happy with Arsenal spending that much money? Listen, I don't think it really matters. What I'm more interested in is how good he is. I always said, people said Virgil van Dijk, 75 million for a centre-back from Southampton. A year later, everyone thought, you know what, 75 million, you've probably robbed Southampton because he was the best centre-back in the world for a few years. So when a player performs, nobody cares about the price tag. People only talk about the price tag when the player doesn't perform. We all talk about players who have failed at clubs, you know. We don't talk about Casemiro's and, you know, players like that have done well. So listen, Mudryk, it looks like he's going to get his wish, and let's hope he's in before that Man United game. I would definitely like to see him in. Now, a second player, and again, it's a familiar face. I'm even bored of seeing his face on the screen. But Fabrizio Romano saying that Arsenal are still looking at a potential move for Yuri Tielemans in this January transfer window. He said that Arsenal's focus was fully on getting the Mudryk deal done. Then they may turn their attention to Yuri Tielemans, a.k.a. Prince, a.k.a. wet look centre mid. But listen, where I'm at with Yuri Tielemans now is kind of, again, we were speaking about this yesterday, and it sounds as if, from what I'm hearing, and I don't want to do the whole ITK thing because, you know, these things might not happen, and I'm sure you've seen these things around anyway. It seems as if Arsenal are going to go for Declan Rice this summer. The reason that the dynamics of this deal seems to have changed with Declan Rice is that, number one, it was seemingly like he was going to go to Chelsea. Chelsea have just offered a new contract to N'Golo Kante. Declan Rice was supposedly going to be the N'Golo Kante replacement. It seems as if now, Declan Rice, Arsenal could have a free run at him. Manchester United have signed Casemiro in the same role. Chelsea are going to extend Kante's contract. They want to buy a striker and other players. Liverpool are focusing on Jude Bellingham. It seems as if Arsenal could have a bit of a free hit at Declan Rice. Now, again, I'm going to be shameless because I've said many, many times on this channel, I think Declan Rice is overrated. But if we sign Declan Rice, then in my opinion, he's one of the best young centre midfielders in Europe. I'm shameless. I don't even hide with it, people. And due to the fact that they're saying the deal could be at around 75 million now, when before they were saying around 100 million, how I look at it is this. If we were to sign Yuri Tielemans in this window for, say, £15 million, you've then, if you get Declan Rice as well, you could get into a situation where in the summer, you've got Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, Yuri Tielemans, Declan Rice. I think that is a fantastic 4 midfielders. You then get rid of Lokonga, and then you probably get rid of Mohamed El Neni as well. So for me, I would still take Yuri Tielemans. I think he's been poor this season, and I actually don't particularly rate him that much. But I honestly think that if we were to do deals along those lines, you could have a very good collective 4 midfielders next season. And we should be playing Champions League football as well. And you've got different kind of players there as well. So Fabrizio confirming Arsenal are still interested in Yuri Tielemans in this January transfer window. But they were concentrating all their efforts on trying to get Mudryk over the line. It looks as if that one is coming to a close. And Arsenal may make an offer for him towards the end of the window. Listen, he's made it clear he's not signing a new contract at Leicester. And it looks as if Leicester have given up on trying to keep him at the club. But obviously, as I was saying, the second part of that conversation, is this something that you would like to see happen? And I got to be honest, people, I would take him. I would take Declan Rice and Peas at Arsenal. I'm telling you. Young player, knows the Prem, very strong. He's a leader as well. 23 years of age, a lot of experience. I've seen somebody in the comments there saying, let's get Milinkovic-Savic now. I do like Milinkovic-Savic. I can't lie. I do like Milinkovic-Savic. I think he would be cheaper than Declan Rice as well because he only has a year left on his contract. Ideally, I would love to sign Declan Rice and Milinkovic-Savic, but maybe that's too much investment when you got Thomas Partey. But Declan Rice to Arsenal. A number of people saying that this is very much real, that Declan Rice would join Arsenal. He would like to stay in London. And the fact at the moment you're looking at it, Chelsea probably won't get Champions League football. Arsenal will. So yeah, it's beyond shameless. I don't even hide it. When Chelsea were linked with him, I said he's an overrated English tax. He's a glorified Eric Dyer. I don't want nothing to do with him. If he's linked with Arsenal, then for me, he's up there, one of the best young centre midfielders in Europe. So, here's what it is, people. Declan Rice to the carpet. Smooth One J said, Rice is not good for you. Too much artificial carbs. Curtis the plug. No, don't ITK me, people, in case it goes wrong. Chris said I'd take him. Aluminium said if we get Rice in the summer, our team will be unreal. I just think Rice and Partey would be a solid midfield. Listen, I'm going to be honest. I would take him, despite what I've said in the past. I'll have to search through them videos and delete those bits, by the way. I'm an Arsenal fan. I go to West Ham home games. Rice is quality. Let's get a second poll up then of the day. Declan Rice to Arsenal in the summer, 70 to 75 million. Apparently he's only got a year left as well. Would you take Declan Rice this summer? I would. Would he be top of the list? Maybe not, but I would take him. Forget anything I've said in the past. He's being linked with us, so my viewpoint changes real quick. I think the good thing about him, if I'm being honest, is the age. I think he's a very mature player for his age. He's 23. You've got to remember Thomas Partey's nearly 30. And we thought Thomas Partey was about 40 the way he was playing the last couple of years. I kept getting injured. You sign someone like Declan Rice, you've got him for 7-8 years as a top-level centre midfielder. Oh, shameful Shaw all day long. Happy Friday, people. Let me know, would you take Declan Rice at Arsenal this summer, being heavily linked with a summer move? Personally, I think it would be a good bit of business. I can't lie. Forget anything I've said in the past. I've always rated him. Always. Anyway, let's move on. Declan Rice and Peas. I'm just keeping it up. Would Mudryk start for... Yeah, somebody's saying there online, Arsenal about to drop 90 million euros on a winger that won't even start. See, they're all going to jump on it. Trust me, all the fans of other clubs, they're going to try and hammer us about Mudryk, but we protect him. 62 million. Let's not worry about add-ons. Big up Malachi, who said, I'm new here. Come on, you Gunners. Big up yourself, bro. Big up yourself. Patino, yeah, he's having a good season. It's just whether physically he's going to be up to it, Anyway, let's move on. Arsenal's game against Manchester City in the FA Cup will be played on January the 27th of this month. It was expected it was going to be played on Sunday the 29th, but it's been moved to the Friday night, people. So 2 weeks today, we play Manchester City in the FA Cup. ITV have moved it to Friday night, 8 p.m. I suppose viewing figures would be very, very high on a Friday evening when most people have finished work. A lot of Arsenal fans online complaining because I think the trains from Manchester to London at like 10 o'clock when the game finishes will be difficult for people to get back. But Friday the 27th, Manchester City against Arsenal. Big game under the lights. Personally, I don't mind because, listen, it'll be exciting. I like games, evening games as well. And, yeah, a big game. So 2 weeks today, put that in your diaries. Arsenal against Manchester City in the FA Cup. Big up Greg, who said, big up the community, been in the office all week. Haven't been able to join, had to make time today. Big up yourself. Sultan said it's all about viewership. You know how it goes, people. It's a business, isn't it? All about business, profit or loss. Exactly. FA is a joke. Yeah, travelling fans not happy, but listen, the game is the game, people. Anyway, I hope you're all peckish because it is time for some waffle, people. Cone Man music is back in full effect. If he wins the title, I'll drop Cone Man music, but I feel like it's iconic. I can't let it go for now, people. Cone Man music is back. And listen, let's be honest. And I don't like to give any credit to Nando's FC, and I won't give them a lot, that is for sure. But this is, and I said this on Talk is Cheap for anyone who watched, I would say this is one of Arsenal's 3 most difficult games in a Premier League season. I don't know why. When they come to our ground, we slap them all over the place like Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. But when we go to their place, I don't know what happens to us. We've beaten them once in 9 years away from home in the Premier League. It's not good enough. But, you know, records are there to be broken. We need to do something. Now, he's looking in a great mood. A lot of you are referring. The smile is on point. The teeth look whitened. No grey hairs. The hair looks silky smooth. Nice little wet look. Bit of Brill cream in there, I think. He's smiling. I hope he's smiling by Sunday at 6:30 in the evening. It's time to go and beat them lot. We need to. I'm telling you. It's a big game. And I'm looking forward to it. If we're going to win the title, these are the type of games you've got to go and win. At the same time, I keep it 100 on this channel. A draw is not a terrible result for Arsenal. I'm going to be honest, because if you play against any team that is a top 4, top 6 rival and you take 4 points off them, it's advantage you. Remember, people, we've already beaten them this season. We battered them at home, you know, so a point is not a bad result for us. However, because I'm thinking about titles, I feel like we got to go there and turn them over. I can't lie. I wouldn't actually be that excited if we drew the game, but I wouldn't be having a meltdown. It's not a bad result if we draw, but I want 3 points. I want us to go 3-point collecting, people, man. Let's go and collect all 3 and go and win this Premier League title. They play Manchester City next week, and we play Manchester United next week, so it's massive. If we draw, City have to lose to United or it won't be acceptable. I think Man City are going to have a tough game tomorrow at United. Make sure you join me tomorrow, people. Manchester Derby watch along tomorrow, 12:30 kickoff. We'll be live 20 minutes before kickoff. Member stream 5 p.m. tomorrow. North London Derby watch along on Sunday. Right, let's get through this waffle and see what he's got to say. I'll skip through it if he's waffling. On the size of Sunday's game, he said, I just love it. That's the reason why we're here, to play these kind of games. It's one of the biggest games of the season for us. We know how much it means for us right now, how much it means to our people. We have to focus on playing well and doing what we have to do. On if he feels better equipped for the derby than he did last May, that was the result, the performance, the context. We haven't won there, and that's the challenge. I mean, when you look at the starting lineup, when we played Tottenham last year, Cedric was at right back. Rob Holding was playing centre-back. 2 players that, in reality, you would not want anywhere near that game. Cedric gives away the penalty on Harry Kane, pushes him in the back. Rob Holding gets sent off for a forearm smash in Son's face. So, apart from Gabriel Jesus, we're going there at full strength. All right, Reece Nelson, but Nelson wouldn't have started the game. we've got to go for them. Yeah, Tomiyasu was playing a left back. We were out of sorts at the time. We just weren't up for it. Partey is there, people. Did Partey even play that game last season? I can't actually remember. We were out of sorts. I think now we're in better shape. We know what our starting lineup's going to be against Tottenham. And good teams know that. We know what our team's going to be. The only argument, possibly, you would say, Zinchenko, Tierney. I think Zinchenko will play. So, no, people saying that he didn't play, Thomas Partey. So, we didn't have our best midfielder. Our right back was at left back, and Saliba wasn't here. We're a different team this year. We are a different team, and I think we can beat them. I really do. On how much better the side is now, we're in a different place. We have to show playing the way we want. On the FA charges, he said, I prefer not to comment. Having a conversation with his players about their conduct, anything that we can do to improve, we will always have a convo. The FA jumping on us for moaning about, penalties not given and stuff like that. I never see them charging other teams for it. On rumours linking Arsenal with signing Mudryk, he said, we cannot talk about any other players. There is some interest in things we'd like to do to improve the team because we're a bit short in certain areas with the injuries we picked up. We are trying as a club. We are determined to try and improve the team in the window, and that's what we're trying to do. Now, I did see a clip where he was asked this question, and he was smiling. Big smile. It was like that smile, that big smile that Arsene Wenger did when they was asking him about Mesut Ozil, and it was like, you've got the signing up your sleeve, but you can't reveal it yet. It looks like one of them ones to me. Yeah, King Henry, I saw from Conte's press conference that they said that Kulusevski was back, but Richarlison and Bentancur were going to have fitness tests, so hopefully those two aren't available. Zinni or Tierney, who would you start at left back against Spurs, people, considering they're probably going to have Kulusevski playing right wing? Do you go with the better defender in Tierney, or do you go with Zinchenko? Personally, I would go with Zinni. Because I would back him because of his quality on the ball, and I think when we get the ball, it's vital that we look after it, and I think because Zinni drops into midfield, I would go with him, even though I do think Tierney is a little bit better defensively. On missing Mudryk's social media post, he says, Mark will tell you how good I am with the phone. Oh, so I'm assuming he's cracking a little joke there. On Gabriel Jesus' recovery, he said he's progressing really well. He's working hard. He's in the right place in his recovery regarding the time we have set for him. He's still a bit far away to be back. I've got to admit, this Gabriel Jesus situation worries me a little bit. Number one, no time frame whatsoever being mentioned. That usually is because they don't want to worry the fan base. I've heard this even at lower levels before the levels I play. Oh, don't tell them how long he's out for, because number one, they don't want fans to have a meltdown if Jesus is out for months. They don't want a club that we're trying to buy off say, oh, actually, Jesus is out for months, so we're going to bump the price up. I don't know. It's just interesting. Any player that gets injured, he'll go, oh, he's out for a few weeks. He's out for a month. He's out for 6 weeks. With Gabby Jesus, they're not saying anything. I hope they're just doing that on purpose and not because this injury is worse than we think. Gabriel Jesus put a picture up on Wednesday of himself on the exercise bike with nothing on his leg now. So he is improving. Yeah, I get the impression he could be out till about March as well, unfortunately. But I hope Jesus gets back quicker, of course. On when he will be back, he said, I would like to see him very quickly, but I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to have to be patient with that one. With every surgery, there are always a lot of things you have to be very cautious with, especially in the first few weeks. He's going to push everybody there to be on the pitch really soon, but we have to be cautious. I mean, when you consider he was injured on the 3rd of December, and it's now the 13th of January, so he's been out for, 4 weeks and 10 days. So you're looking 5.5 weeks he's been out already. Initially, they were saying 8 weeks. 8 weeks would have him back at the start of February. And he's saying there, I don't think we're going to see him for a while. Yeah, I think people could be right. I think you're looking at mid to late Feb, maybe early March if we're unlucky. So listen, I hope it's February and not March. That's for sure. It's obviously not going to be in January. That's for certain. On Smith Rowe's return, it's great to have him back. He felt good. They were his first minutes after 4 months. He's worked hard to be in that position. Now we need to give him minutes, get him back in the team. He's an important player. On his North London derby memories, emotional, passionate, incredible feeling when you're on the pitch. On if there is more pressure on the North London derby than October's, he said that's the challenge we have. We have to beat them at their place. This is what I want to hear, Mykhaylo. This is why we're building bridges now, because you're talking that talk. It was all political. It was like Boris Johnson before, you know, telling you to stay in your house while he was having a party on Downing Street, you know. Now you're talking that talk. We got to go there and beat them at their place. Show them what's what, people. We need to roll in there like title winners and deal with them. Great to have Smith Rowe back because we need options on the bench. And we haven't got many other options. That's the problem. Oh, this was our lineup in when we played them at the back end of last season. Ramsdale, Cedric, Holding, Gabriel, Tomiyasu at left back, El Neni, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli and Nketiah. So you're looking at it. Ben White at right back, who's been a revelation. Saliba, who's our best defender probably this season. Gabriel, obviously, and Zinni at left back. So we're total, and Partey in the middle. We're a different unit. Defensively, we're way more solid than last season, man. Way more solid. He needs that dog in him, man. He needs it. I'm telling you, people have been going crazy about Mikel's antics on the touchline, right? And I get it. But tomorrow or Sunday, if you've got to grab that wig off Conte's head and throw it into that stadium, do whatever's necessary, my friend. I'm telling you, slap him, take the toupee off his head, throw it on the floor and stamp on it. Take an FA ban. We'll back you on that one. I'm all for the antics on Sunday. We're going to war on Sunday, people. We're going to war. If the toupee wig's got to come off the head, it's got to come off. If you got to hold a 3-game ban, you got to hold a 3-game ban. I don't care. Go there, turn them over. I don't care if Richard Keys is crying, Gary Neville, whoever. We got your back, Mykhaylo. Times have changed. No more Arsenal therapy, please. We're moving forward. Yeah? Expressions, you're ending the stream, Dave, this weekend. Surely X has got to end the stream early this weekend. Conte's got to hold a slap this weekend. I'm telling you. Slap him. Thomas Tuchel grabbed his hand in the handshake. We'll take the wig off his head. Mikel's got far better hair than him anyway. The uppercut usually works. Get close and just lift him. Lift him up. He's old as well. Take the wig off and just stamp on it. Bang. Anyway, listen, by the way, the watch along on Sunday, I might have to warn my neighbour. He knows I do YouTube, but it'll get serious on Sunday. I'm telling you, if we win that game, oh, man. Listen, let's get through this anyway. Big up Broads in the chat. I missed your comment. People said Broads in here. Big up yourself, my bro. On what he's expecting from Tottenham, he said, I don't know. Sometimes they approach games in different ways. Sometimes they're aggressive. Sometimes they allow you to make the game, and they have a lot of tools that can cause you problems. Let's see how the game develops. We'll prepare for any occasion. On whether our reputation has improved since our last visit. So I don't know. Obviously, we have performed and the results we've got. Let me skip it. The questions are awful, by the way. They're questions that he's not really going to answer, you know? Yeah, the man said take the wig off and give it to Gabriel. Have you seen Gabriel, bro? Gabriel's got hair, bro. Man's got a hairline. He's got all sorts going. And Rob Holding, Jesus. Rob Holding could donate his hair to some of these players. He's got more hair than me. I'm telling you, it's mad. On whether he prepares the team differently for an away North London derby, he said, we prepare for every game different. These questions are absolutely disgraceful, by the way. Honestly, man. These guys probably went to university and studied journalism to go, do you prepare differently for a North London derby? No, every game's different, mate. So I prepare for every game different. Like, there is... Oh, dear. And whether he can enjoy the drama of derby days. In the preparation, probably not, because we are first. It's another shocking question. And if he has spoken to the players about the cauldron-like atmosphere. Oh, dear me. These guys probably 30, 40 grand in debt at university. They get in an Arsenal press conference and you ask questions and I'm supposed to react to these questions. I mean, please. The cauldron-like atmosphere. Oh, dear. It's not Gladiator, you know what I mean? They're going to play Tottenham away, mate. It's Emerson Royale. It's Chicken Royale. It ain't... Oh, dear me. I can't... These are mad, I'm telling you. They're absolutely crazy. What a waste of time. This is why these press conferences, they're a shambles. It is waffle settings. On the message a win would send our title challenges, he said, we don't think about sending messages. We think about performances and playing well and earning the right to win. The questions are absolutely shocking. They really are, man, honestly. What a waste of time. On taking the pressure of the players, we just faced a challenge and opportunity. Oh, let's get through this as well. These are some of the worst questions I've ever seen. On Saka's fitness, I think he'll be okay. We needed the answer to that. We did need that answer. Looks like Saka's all right. He did say after the game that it was just a bad kick. It didn't look like anything major. Thoughts on Mudryk's little baby video? Yeah, listen, man, he's an Instagram model, innit? He's moving like an Instagram model. Just make sure when he comes to Arsenal, he can, you know, put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, I've gone for the Arsenal mug today. The Curtis Shaw mug was dirty, so gone with the Arsenal mug, you know. Let's hope they're mugging off Tottenham on Sunday. On whether attacking players should be protected, it's something we discussed many times. Referees have a duty. It's another shocker. On whether he has changed as a manager since May, he said, I don't know. I try to be myself. Ah, damn. Yeah, I'm a Pokemon, mate. I've just evolved. I've gone from Charmander to... Who do you go from? Charmander to... Is it Charizard? Charmander to Charizard? I forget. I ain't done Pokemon since I was a youth, but... Have you changed as a manager, Mykhaylo? Yeah, I've evolved. Yeah, I've evolved, mate. I went outside, I threw the thing, I've changed. I'm somebody else. I'm Arsene Wenger now, mate. I've just completely changed since I came here. Well, thanks for your stupid question. That put you 40 grand in debt at Oxford University. Get yourself in the car and go home. You ain't asking me no more. If I was a manager, I'd get banned, by the way. Because the answers that I'd give these guys back, they would never let me... They would never... Oh, bro, is that right? Oh, so he's saying the M word in the little baby lyrics. I haven't seen that bit. I can't lie, but you win as the title. I might let it slide. I'm shameless. Don't clip that, by the way. I'm joking. When I said we need to win the title at all costs, I mean all costs, people. All costs. You know what I mean? C-unit business. Let's move anyway before you draw me out on a Friday. It's madness. On the title race. Please. Nah, you lot need to calm down. See, bros, you caused the problem now. You caused madness on it. Ah, dear. Where are we at? See, I've lost all my train of thought now. It's all mad. On the title race, he said, in this league, every week is so challenging. It's so difficult. And you see it every week. You don't expect, let's just get through it. It's a shambles. I'm going game by game. He said, I go training by training. On our players feeling the pressure, I think the players are in a good emotional state. On our record at Tottenham Stadium, in the last few years, there were worse places. We haven't won for 15 years. Yeah, let's end it. It's an absolute shambles. Yeah, clipped and shipped already. I hope School Fugger is not in the chat. I can't lie. We need to scrape over that one. You know, just got to smooth that one over. Let me just end this poll, by the way. Let me end this poll about Declan Rice and P's. 85% of you said you would take Declan Rice at the Gunners. Yeah, just you gotta let it slide, man. Right foot up, left foot slide. Basically, I'm saying, ooh, nah. I told you. Armpits at all costs, people. You lot don't believe me, man. You lot don't believe me. At all costs. We ain't playing games out here, people. We're coming for that title. I'm telling you. So, yeah, man. No, just looking ahead. Just looking ahead at the Premier League table. Obviously, it's a big weekend. Any excuse to look at the table, I can't lie. It always looks good. I mean, Cecil's walking around with a T-shirt with the Premier League table on it. We're shameless, people. It's been a long time since we won it. Adam said, charge it to the game. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Reaction said, Curtis, your eye colour is gorgeous. I'll take that on a Friday. Light brown, not bad. I'll take that. Kev's in the building as well. Yes, Curtis, I hope you're well. Got to beat them Spuds on Sunday. Big up yourself. Hey, Kev, bring the machete out, man. Kev, are you working abroad? I saw something on your story. I think you're working abroad, but yeah, man, we gotta get them, Kev. I'm telling you, listen, draw wouldn't be a bad result, but we need to collect all three and keep it moving. We need to win that title. We got to win it all, man. I said them dreamy eyes. A couple simps in here today, but we'll take it. Ah, dear. Right, let's have a look at the Premier League table before YouTube, they banned me from all social media platforms. Anyone below 7th, we can't find you, I'm afraid. I refuse to accept cookies anymore on the channel. I see you, mate. Relax. People are drowning in the oceans of the eyes, people. Grafting, brother, all good though. Listen, it's got to be done. It's got to be done, Anik Kev. Big up yourself. Listen, let's look at the league. We've won 4 of our last 5 games, people. Tottenham have only won 2 of their last 5. They're not in great form. If you look at over the years, a lot of the times we've played Tottenham in the last few years. I'm just keeping it 100, people. That a lot of the time they've been above us in the Premier League table. Not this year, people. Not this year. We're a different kettle of fish this year. Yeah, we are 11 points clear of Tottenham with a game in hand. Clear daylight between us and Tottenham. Now, this weekend could change in a number of different ways, people, because that Manchester derby, changes the whole dynamics. If Manchester City lose to Man United, we could potentially go back, to being 8 points clear of them, which would be a massive gap. And if Man United actually beat Man City, they're only a point behind Man United. Then all of a sudden, you're probably looking at a 3-horse race. If United get within touching distance, I got to be honest. I think we could do with Man United beating them, because I feel like if Man City lost to Southampton in the week, Pep didn't look that annoyed about it. But I think if Pep loses to Man United, I think his head will roll off. And I think sometimes when you're kind of a bit of a genius, which I think Pep is, I don't think Pep deals with defeats very well. He strikes me as one of them guys where, he's so clever and intelligent, he'll just go crazy if they lose a couple games in a week. Probably a draw would be a good result. Kind of slows them both down a little bit. If Man United win and they play us next week, they might be on a bit of a steam train that they feel like they can beat anybody. So a draw would probably be a good result, but certainly not a Man City win. A draw or a Man United win is probably where we're at right now. And I've got to be honest, I think Manchester City are going to struggle tomorrow. I really do. I think United's pace in that front three is going to trouble City. They look like they can be done at the moment. I think Varane and Lisandro, they might get hold of Haaland tomorrow. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, I'm doing a watch-along for that game. Listen, a lot can change this weekend depending on those results. If you look at it now, we've got the second best defence in the Premier League. Newcastle have got the best. And we're the second top goal scorers in the Premier League as well. So we're doing so well in both penalty areas this season. And that's something we've got to maintain. I think we've got to go for Tottenham. I think we've got to take that gamble that sometimes to go for a win, you're more at risk of losing. But I kind of feel like we've got to go for Tottenham this weekend. In my prediction on Turkish Cheat, I've gone for a 2-1 win for Arsenal. And I think Arsenal can beat them. And I think the key area to beat this Tottenham team is the wide areas. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Saka and Martinelli are one of the most potent winger partnerships in the Premier League right now. And I think that if Emerson Royale's at right wing back or Matt Doherty's at right wing back, I think they're getting cooked by Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli got Emerson Royale sent off in the home fixture. He's already got his number. Emerson put that stupid tackle in because he was scared of him. Saka up against Perisic or Sessegnon. Perisic is a natural winger. He doesn't want to defend. And if Sessegnon plays, he's not particularly great either. Eddie's got to be lively. Work the centre-backs. Romero is a good centre-back, but you've got to work him, press him, make life difficult. I just feel like that midfield three that we've got now, it's functioning in such a way. It's so strong at the moment. You know, Partey, the general, playing his best football since he's been an Arsenal player. Xhaka's having his best season since he's been at Arsenal. Martin Odegaard just been named Player of the Month. I feel we can win that midfield battle against Tottenham. Bentancur's having a fitness test, so he may not be available. They may go Basuma, Højbjerg. You know, I think they can be got at. I think they can be got at, Tottenham, and that's where I think we'll hurt them. Listen, let's be honest. What do they have? They've got Son, they've got Kane, Kulusevski's back. Their front three is dangerous. We know that. We're going to have to defend well if we're going to win this game. And we can't give away stupid mistakes. You look over the years. Last year we played Tottenham. We give away a stupid penalty. We get a player sent off. You know, we've given away penalties so many times. Don't do anything stupid. Don't give away any penalties. No red cards. Keep your head. Don't get caught in the hype of the occasion. And go and shut them down, because a lot of people have gone to Tottenham this year, scored and kept them quiet. You look at the way Unai Emery went there with Villa and dealt with them, you know. Went 1-0 up. Tottenham didn't look up for it, and they got the better of them. I think the key is to go there. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere. You score first, you quiet them down, and I don't think Tottenham fans are very connected with the manager and this team and the ownership at the moment. So they're going to be hyped up. But I think if you go there, Arsenal, you can score first. I think their fans will start getting onto them a little bit. After the Villa game, they were booing, saying Daniel Levy's got to go and all that. So we've got to go there and shut them down. Just on the flip side, Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, both on 4 yellow cards. A yellow card for either Saliba or Saka. They would be suspended for the Manchester United game. I mean, as a player, I suppose you've got to just play your normal game. If Saliba's got to make a challenge, he's got to make the challenge. When you make a challenge, you back yourself to win the ball. So you can't actually play with a thought process that if I put this challenge in and mistime it, I miss United. United is next week. So, but yeah, obviously that's kind of lurking over us a little bit. I think Arsenal will beat Tottenham. I honestly do. I think it'll be a tough game, and I'm not going to be unrealistic. I'm not just saying, oh, we're going to batter them, because we got a terrible record there and they need to overcome a hurdle. But I just think they're very susceptible in defence this season. I don't think their midfield is great without Bentancur. I think their wing-backs are poor. I think our full-backs have got too much for them. And our wingers, have got too much for them. So I'm going for a 2-1 win to the Gunners. I'm going to get a little pre-recorded preview out. I'll probably drop it tomorrow night, where I'll go into a little bit more detail about the game and the tactics and things like that. Hugo Lloris as well has not looked great since coming back from the World Cup. I would absolutely pepper him like a Sunday steak, people, because he's spilling things all over the place. So I'm going for a 2-1 win. I do think there'll be a few goals in it. Wouldn't surprise me if Spurs nick a goal. But I think we're going to beat them. I think if we get that first goal, I think we can take the game away from them. I think we're a lot stronger than we were last season. We've got that psychological edge because we've beaten them this season already. As I said before, a draw would not be a bad result for Arsenal. However, we're not trying to get fourth. We're not trying to just nick a Champions League spot. We're trying to win the Premier League. And to win Premier Leagues, you got to go to Tottenham's. You got to go to Man City's. You got to go to Liverpool's and go and collect and tell them we're here, we mean business, and we're better than you. And at the end of the day, at the moment, we are better than Tottenham. We are 11 points clear of them with a game in hand. So we got to go there and collect. Big up to everyone in the chat. I'm going to wrap it up there, people. Big up Kev, who said, I said a 2-1 win. 2 big... Listen, any win will do, but 2-1 is the prediction. And Mustafa's going for 4-0. He thinks we're letting off the whole clip Either way, just get out of that toilet stadium in one piece, people. Listen, big up to everyone for tuning in. Smash the like button. Tomorrow, 12:15, I'll be doing the Manchester Derby watch along. 5 p.m. tomorrow will be the member stream. I'll have a pre-recorded preview out tomorrow night as well. And then I'll be live about 45 minutes before kickoff on Sunday for the North London Derby. Classic stream, people. Clip it. Clip whatever needs clipping. Big up to you. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, people. And I will see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.